All right. Thank you so much, Pramod. So let me share my screen. Guys, let's celebrate Friday.
Happy Friday, sir.
Happy Friday, all of you.
So Friday is fun day, sir. Huh?
Yeah. Friday celebrations. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, today what we are going to do. So, once again, warm welcome each one of you. Good evening. Once again, to each one of you. Because this is your session, let us be very interactive, and then you can ask questions anytime, guys. We will. It's very good. It's going to be very informal, unstructured program. And then please grab your notebook and pen. Please make a note and ask questions anytime. Okay. So before we start the session today, it's all about my experience, hands-on with my past experience. So you may agree, disagree, we will brainstorm to come to one conclusion. So please remember, when you face interviews, the people who come to as interviewers, right? Imagine they are all reporting to Director of Agile Transformation Office. I have given some names, for instance, okay? And also they are part of Head of Agile Evolution team, all right? And they're very structured, and they're governed by this objectives and key results and KPIs. Okay, so they are going to maybe map your experience expertise with their structure where they're coming from. So whether we are Agile team, Scrum, Kanban, any of our teams, they expect us to align with their leadership teams. Okay, and please remember, the Agile Center of Excellence and the Lean Agile Center of Excellence teams they already have, and they would have already created the Agile playbook. And then, do you agree with me that we have to follow hierarchy in their organization where we are going? Yes or no?
Yes.
You agree, right? We have to. That's what the day one initial days, the HR leadership team tells us that, guys, you have to align. You have to align. Okay. So, however, look at here. Look at this yellow box here, left side, where we are all the Scrum Masters, senior Scrum Masters, and release train engineer, coaches, and agile leadership teams, right? So we are somewhere here. So if you look at here in the hierarchy in the organization, already the executive committee team, a steering committee team, a product leadership team, technology leadership team, architecture operations, they all would have defined the sprint duration 1 week or 2 weeks. All right. And then we are going to use automation. We are going to use, this is a combination of testers and developers. And even the one story point is equal to 1 day or not. 1 day, how many hours? So they're already defined, a long time ago, and then we are getting into that kind of thing. So when I join as a Scrum Master, their team, right? There is a very little scope for me to argue, debate, and tell them, guys, I don't like SAFe. Can you change the SAFe? Can we get into Spotify or, the discipline agile delivery, something like that? Is it okay, understand first? Can I go and say to them, they're already existing for a long time. Can I go and tell them that, SAFe is not okay? Can you change the SAFe? Is it okay, guys, to tell them?
No, I mean, that
No.
requires a lot of
No.
transformation in their teams.
Correct. So I have seen many times, couple of very young Scrum Masters and artists and coaches, they go and tell, I don't like SAFe, can you remove it and put it something else? And, I don't like this one story point is 1 day, this is anti-agile, anti-pattern. Can you change this? Already these guys have agreed upon and quite long time. So it is very difficult for me to go and change the existing structure. You agree with me?
Yes.
If I keep on saying
Yes.
such things, I'll put myself in a trouble in the team. So, and every organization, guys, where I worked earlier, the way they work is different because it's driven by the director, driven by the, agile evolution team leaders. Okay. Their agile metrics are very different. Their JIRA also very different. So I have seen, right, many organizations, their JIRA also is totally different. And maybe in your current organization, JIRA also may be very different. When I work with this team, so my job is to align with them, whether it is the agile transformation director head of the team. Okay. So be very mindful. The reason why I'm sharing this with you guys, we always have to be very flexible and then, accommodative and then, get into their shoe because I need a job because I have to be with them for quite long. I want promotion. I want increments, I want awards. That is where I am coming from. Unnecessarily, I will not go and, debate with them, argue with them, get myself into troubles. That is the reason why I'm sharing such things. All right.
Yes.
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 So let's say, for instance, while I was working with something like this, there is a team called Ford Agile Transformation Global. They have their head is different, the director is different, the way they are coming is different. Maybe if you look at this, their metrics may be very different. Okay, so the way they look at their metrics is something like this. Where I come from, metrics may be very different. So look at here. Somebody in a big organization, they may want to measure people engagement. Okay. And then it is blocking me. People engagement and agile driven delivery, business agility, quality, these metrics. So if you face an interview from this kind of global organizations, the questions may be different. Are you getting me? The knowledge which you have, where you are coming from, they may be slightly different. So get ready for this kind of, surprises and then maybe little unknown factors also. Getting me, guys? Why I'm sharing this with you now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then similarly, if you go to another organization, right, for interview, something like Boeing and something like that, right? These guys are very different. They work in very different, environment. And then the way they measure metrics may be totally different, guys. Look at here. They may measure productivity metrics, predictability metrics, responsiveness metrics, quality metrics. So they will test you whether you fit into their school of thought, their circle, their framework or not. Okay, so that is where their questions may be slightly different. Okay, so now you tell me, after looking at all these things, right, what type of agile metrics you are using currently? Is your metrics is different? Is your JIRA is very different? Any one or two quick comments?
Sir, myself, Lipsa. I was working for Allstate. The slide which you showed, it is exactly the same thing we follow on Allstate. Whatever you have shown and whatever the JIRA we followed, it is similar. What you have said or what you have shown. It is basically we provide on our means how much of project or how much of story we have provided for the sprint or for the entire cycle or entire release. How many stories and how much of means whatever the revenue we gain, because for one story point we have 4 hours, and for 2 story point we have the entire day, which is 8 hours. Likewise, we used to calculate and we used to provide our story points.
Wonderful, Lipsa, wonderful. Okay. Any other thoughts from anybody else, guys? I wanted to show this because, you are going to face different interviews and then different kind of questions and all those things. Get ready for that kind of variance, and then you may have to try out new things in the interview preparation. Okay. Now, this question, guys. Who want to answer this question? Oh, not this one. Wait, just a minute. Correct. 53 slide. Once assigned a work item types in a sprint planning, you're going to start on a Wednesday new sprint, right? Sprint planning. Can you change work item type again during active sprint?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
product call, right?
Sorry?
Product owner should give the permission.
Yes,
Ah.
we can change.
It's
No,
not recommended, right?
you
No,
can
we
change
cannot.
it.
I'm listening.
Based on the scope,
Ah,
priorities, we can change.
ah. Okay, so some of you said, yes, we can change. Some of you said we cannot change, correct? I got two answers. Okay, so my discussion with you currently, if you go and change in the active sprint, okay, you already declared it as a spike and then you want to change it to story. You already declared it as a task and you want to change it to story, something like that. So if you do like that in active sprint, once on a Wednesday sprint planning day, you go and change the work item types, you already started the sprint. Will it cause the scope change or not?
Yes, it will.
It will, right? So once you know that it will change the scope change, then it's a good practice or not? So
Not
in
a good
Agile,
Not a
Not
good.
Not
at all a
actually.
good practice.
Not every time. If it is important,
yes, yes.
that we can do.
Okay. So you have to, customize your answer, right? Before answer this kind of questions. All right. Now,
But during the grooming meetings, already we would have discussed everything at length, right? Before deciding the type and everything. So generally, this type of issue should not occur, right?
but what if such thing happens, Swati? What if due to some reason?
Yeah,
Correct?
then yeah.
Maybe it could have happened to some of you, right? Already in your current or past experience.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So now we'll see. We'll see the answer now. Okay. Now, meaning how to change JIRA issue type from story to spike in active sprint. There is a technique you can do without even scope change also. There is one technique you can change it. Did anybody try this one? Point number 1 here.
Yes, sir. Move. There is an option of moving.
Correct? Move item. And I'll show you on the JIRA screen. All right. Similarly, this is also many times you face this, how to move work items from one JIRA project to another JIRA project because that project is over due to some reason or the other. You wanted to migrate these work items, incomplete work items, spillover work items from one JIRA project to another JIRA project. How do you do that?
There is an option called move. From there, we
Ah.
can select the ticket and we can
Mm.
select
Okay. But
the content.
so I'm so sorry for bothering. So move is for only like single user stories or task or bugs. If you want to move the whole project, like set of things, you can always use filters, or you can go to that project. And there is this option, if you can open. Sorry, I don't have my JIRA here.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Go to the tools, there is an option to select it. You can select and move to the next.
See here, my cursor where right side, extreme right side top, there is a tools that chakram is there, right? That wheel. You go there, okay? You go there and you find some options. All right. And then you can go to that bulk operation thing. There you find 4 steps. Option step 1 out of 4 is choose issues. All right. Select that, and then you can go to the next step in your JIRA, and then go to bulk operations step 2 of 4, choose operations. There you are all seeing, right? Move issues. I selected the radio button here. Correct? That's what most of you said correctly. You select these move issues and then go to there. See here. There is a project. You wanted to move from this project to this project. You wanted to move from task to a story or task to a spike, something like that. You can select here. All right. See here. Visible, right? Something like this you can do. If you do like this, it won't add up any scope change. So this is a bit tricky question, guys. This is how you can answer this. Clear?
Sir, 1 second. What will be the impact to story points if we move from one project to another project?
There is, you tell me what is the impact, you tell me.
So
You
if
tell me.
you said me that it will be in the existing sprint, we are moving it from one project to another project, right? So that is how I understood. The sprint is already running and we are moving one JIRA ticket from this project to another one because we have identified it to be a spike. So if the developer has already committed some story points here, and when we are moving it out of that.
Agree. Your valid point. Totally agree with you, Babita. The reason why I'm saying this is that if you face this kind of question, scenario-based question interview, how do you answer this in interviews? So you can say that normally we don't do this. In an exceptional case, once in a blue moon, provided if there is a request coming from the product owner and then there is a misunderstanding between all these things, we might change. In an exception case, we might do this. In an exception case, because of the product owner agreed to do this, you will make a note on such and such a sprint. Because of the request came in from product owner, we changed this. If that is causing any scope change, you can say that you were agreed to do that. It is on the agreement with the team, we have done this. If it is the same story points, there is no problem. If it is a change in story points, there is a scope change. But you have a valid reason. So this is how you have to do conversation in interview process. The interview is a conversation, right? Interview is not a one-way dialogue. It's a to and fro conversation. Are you getting me, Babita? That is the intention, guys. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. That is how we should answer this kind of scenario. Basically critical, you know.
Quick question. So you said I understood how we have to answer. However, if they say particularly, how do you change it? So do we have to mention we go to tools, we do this, we do that? Is that necessary?
No, you tell like that, it is very authentic, right? You know, if you want to give very
that makes sense.
if you want to give very authentic, genuine answer, yeah, we have done this. In a month of June only, I did in this thing. What happened, you know, my product owner asked me to do that. My product owner, Rakesh, asked me to do that. In the month of June, I did it. I went to the right side upper, there is a tools in search button. There I clicked, I went to bulk operations and then move and all. You explained, right? It's more authentic, right? You take out the names. Take out the names. Rakesh, my product owner. He has requested me. I was Scrum Master working with these developers. You know, we did it. One of the senior developer did this. How we did this? We went to that sets, bar, and then go to that settings, and then bulk operations and move, and also we have done this. Very authentic, right? All right.
One last question. We can do all this via using filters as well, right?
We can do it via
We can create a filter and move. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I get confused with this tool option, but I am pretty clear with the filters. Thank you. Thank you. That answers my question.
Sure. I agree. There are multiple ways of doing things in a JIRA. You can explain both or one of them, whatever it is. So it will give you more authentic answer, guys. I agree with you, Mamta.
Noted. Note. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Who want to answer this question, guys? Is the question clear, first of all? Is it a valid question?
Developers, maybe.
Sorry?
Developers?
Is the team development team?
Scrum team.
The particular issue is working on.
JIRA admin can configure it. Okay. But changing status.
I think that should be from the project.
No, so suppose if I'm working on a story, so when I pick up a story, initially it is in to do. When I pick up for development, I move it to development. So that is my responsibility to move that story from to different statuses till it goes to done, depending on other people who are working on it.
Status change will be done by the Scrum team. Okay, workflow changes is required in the tool level. Then we have to request admin.
JIRA admin can change the workflow status.
Exactly.
Other than, yeah.
Exactly. Only JIRA admin.
It is defined in the workflow.
Even
who can do what.
An Agile team only to coaching, but it should be the workflow.
No, guys. If I am interviewer, if I go critically, I would give only 0 marks to all of you for this question.
No, why we need to change?
Because let me explain my question again. Why we need to change, Raj? You don't want to change, is it? You know, if we look at point number 4, Raj, what is point number 4? Story. So the first step as part of the refinement or much before refinement, who is going to write the story first?
Product owner or business analyst?
Product owner.
Product owner. Only one answer. Okay. So once product owner written that story, who is authorized to change that JIRA status to new? Look at all of you refer my point number 4 only.
Again, product owner only.
Again, product owner only.
Product owner is authorized to change the JIRA status to new. Your answer should be such an authentic and detailed answer. Now, once it is new, then who will change? Who is authorized to change that story status from new to defined?
Yeah.
Again, product owner.
That would be developers team.
Product owner. Define would be product owner.
Business analyst and product owners.
No, we are saying only product owner. You know, we are talking of product owner. Means product owner also is a BA. That is what the situation here. Okay. So you all said new also product owner, defined also product owner. Then what is the difference between new and defined?
Srinagesh sir, in defined, the product owner combines or collaborates with the development team to understand the scope and to see that if it is a viable thing to be done and what are the requirements are been identified, any acceptance criteria are there that has been defined. Basically, the DOD has been updated or a DOR has been created. That is something that when it is done, it can be sold defined.
Okay. Product owner initially written the story, change it to new. It is new. It is incomplete. Okay. Nobody validated it. So anytime you look at somebody writes a user story, it needs dialogue. It needs conversation. It needs negotiation. It needs more clarity. Once he moved to define, okay, meaning he is going to define how he is going to define, talk to architect, talk to tester, talk to, the developers, talk to any other technical team members, get all the details. Once you get all the details, then only, he will move to define. You have to be very specific, guys, when you're giving answer, detailed one, and then once it goes to intake review. Intake review, why intake review? Tell me.
Maybe if
Then
architects
technical
need to
study
review
for the story.
Technical feasibility.
Architectural inputs, design inputs, coding inputs, microservice inputs, API inputs, use some technical jargon, and he gets all the details and move to intake review. Once intake review, then finally he moved to ready for dev. Who will move from intake review to ready for dev?
Again, product owner.
Developers.
No, the developers.
Product owner.
Product owner.
He's only collaborating, right? Product owners, generally in the world, product owners are from technical organization, their technical team. Many of the organizations, okay, meaning they are aligned to technology, they are aligned to technical teams. That means they don't do right coding, but they have technical savvy and they have passion about technology. Most of the product owners are from technology background. Agree, disagree?
Agree.
Agree.
Yes, agree.
Okay, so up to ready for dev, it is product owner. From there, from who will move, pull from ready for dev to in dev?
That is developer team.
Developers. All right. So, guys, when you face such a practical and hands-on critical situational question, that is how you have to answer. All right. So, it cannot be, objective. It's not a radio button answer for this. Who are authorized to change the JIRA workflow status, maybe daily, maybe weekly, whatever it is. That is how your answer is going to be. Agree, right?
Yes.
Can somebody answer this question?
No, sir, I wanted to go back to the old one answer.
Ah.
See what happens. Developers are taking the work for the sprint. They are committing and then they are picking the task for the particular upcoming sprint. That is what as per the Scrum guide says. So is it not that developers are taking that particular task and assigning to them? It is not like that way. Only product owner can assign to the team. Actually, how it is actually it's happening practically in most of the cases.
Different thing. What we are talking is getting into you're in actually 1,000 feet above. We are getting into the we are dirtying our hands. We are very down level. We're at the lowest level of discussion. Maybe at very high level your answer may be correct. But if you get into the details in JIRA for story, there are 16 statuses. If you count there, on point number 4, there are 16 statuses, right? JIRA. We are talking about 1 state, 2, 3, 4, like that. We are getting into the minute details.
Okay.
Getting me, Domeshwaran?
Yeah.
Who is authorized to change?
Okay.
On what basis? Where is DOR? Where is DOD? Where is clarity? Where is acceptance criteria? Who is providing? We are getting into those minute details.
Okay.
All right? Yeah. Okay, guys. This is over, right? Huh. Can somebody answer this question? Right or wrong? No problem, guys. Today is Friday. Celebrate Friday. Answer it. Nothing wrong.
Hi, sir.
It's not mandatory, but it is always good to have if more than
mandatory.
one development team is working on a story. Say like if you have a developer and a QA, so it is always good to create a separate subtask to identify where the story is and what is the status of the story.
To simplifies the complexity of the story, we can.
So it's mandatory
uh,
because you have to assign tasks to the team, right?
Actually, need to consider a context. We will be doing this in sprint planning meeting, right? So
No.
No, another thing is
Always.
like, you can show some progress. Okay. So if job story have, 3 tasks, we can tell that, I have completed the first one. So remaining 2. So you can, provide the update also that, this much percent I have done or this many things I have done.
Yes, sir.
we
I
can-
will
we can
agree to
track
that.
the data
I
of
might
each
add
progress.
I might add that for an historical data perspective, when we are already in the future, when we want to see what we have done in the past particular sprint, we can see who are the people who have worked on the particular story, and the subtask can tell you about the people's involvement on a particular story. And yeah, so that is my answer, sir. Please let me know.
I generally get my developers to put in subtasks so that they'll be able to track how their story goes, so that they'll understand initially when they pick up the story what is the amount of effort required for it. I mean, I know that we do refinement before and they understand it, but it gives them a more clear detail as to what is the scope of the story and what they need to add up into.
All right. So I have listened to all of you, and I heard you. Then I'll give my answer. Okay. So what happens basically? This kind of questions you will face on the job as well as the interviews, because in Citibank 800 teams are there, 700 Scrum teams and 100 Kanban teams are there. Every day, so many stories are being created and then completed and things like that, right? So we get hundreds and thousands of work items. So now, as a director of the organization, I wanted to take a call. What is the effort by testing team and a development team? If I say 70% is dev effort, 30% is testing effort. Do you high level approximately do you agree with this? If there are 10 members are there in a Scrum team, 70% of the team belongs to development team, 30% of team belongs to testing team, approximately. Agree?
Correct.
Yeah. Yes.
Approximately, because there is a manual testing, automation testing, who write test cases, what tool you are using, Jfire, and all those things. The leadership wanted to know, you wanted to know, Scrum Master is the leader. Scrum Master wanted to know after some time, what is the effort by the testing team, what is the effort by dev team, because we want to automate. And then we want to bring in DevOps, site reliability engineering, DevOps automation. And he wanted to roll off the testers, and he want to convert testers into developers. It happens many cases. Most of the testers of 5 years back, 10 years back, they're developers today. Where they have gone? They have not gone anywhere. All testers have become developers. All developers have become either Scrum Masters or technical leads. Okay, so now if you wanted to get that kind of effort tracking, it is important for you to have a subtask for a dev task and the testing task. Every story you create 2 subtasks. Give one subtask to developer, one subtask to tester, so that over the period of time how much is the effort, who is working on what. Then you might take a very strategic decisions in future. We wanted to automate and we wanted to roll off testers into developers. So it is very important for you to create a subtask like this for this kind of scenario. Agree, guys?
So one question here. So how do we burn hours, or how do we calculate the amount of work that's done if we don't have these subtasks?
It is there in JIRA. It is there in JIRA by default. By default, all the subtasks you will get in hours. It is the design of the JIRA.
Yeah. So only with the subtasks we can burn the hours, right? Not the stories.
Not the stories. Stories
Right.
always story points. Subtasks always hours because somebody want to track and they want to take a decision tomorrow. That is
So
why.
that means subtasks are mandatory, right? To track them.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it is very important, mandatory kind of thing for you to track these subtasks because you wanted to take a strategic decision in future, wanted to call out. So these kind of metrics are very important logically. So this kind of answers we cannot say yes or no. We cannot say 70%, 30% no. It is very subjective. It is very, you have to discuss, get into a lot of details, historical data, what kind of people we are, all those things we need to have. Okay. Now, can somebody answer this question?
Only story
Hours.
story points.
Hours.
Hours.
Right? Yeah. Now you guess this for which JIRA work item types qualify for creating subtasks?
Stories and tasks.
User stories.
It
Stories,
is a
tasks.
story. Story
Even
can be
Spike.
put into task as per the complexity.
I mean, the answer could be very generic answer. The answer could be like this. Out of so many work item types, like for instance, story, task, spike, bug, production problem, risk issue, lessons learned. Out of so many 7, 8 work item types, whichever work item we need tracking purpose, who is putting so much effort, whichever work item requires tracking to get the effort in future decision making, we can use the subtask for that. That is generic answer, right? I agree. It is a strategic decision taken by you guys, Scrum Master, product owner, architect, and all the team members. For whichever you wanted to track in detail effort, for that you go and create the subtask.
Does it mean for every work item we are able to add a subtask? Sir? That's what you mean?
It depends. That's what you guys will decide. We as a team, we decide for which are the work item types we wanted to track, the spike effort, and then the risk item, or then the production problem, or then the task or the story. There we will go ahead and the option is there. JIRA will provide you an option to create subtask. Whether you want to use it or not, you have to decide. Agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, one question I want to understand. If a story is very complex and it is over there, and to that particular story, sometimes we need to go with a subtask. Means how many hours we have divided to that story into various subtasks, and we are putting how many hours we are putting in that particular story, and we are working on it. Like that also we can do, right?
Agree, Lipsa. My experience in last several years, organization already told me, guys, you can create story points 1, 2, 3 only. In this organization, we don't create 5 story points.
Yeah.
8 we will not create. Like that, they already told me on the day one. When I joined a team, they told me very clearly, we have written in Agile playbook. Please go and refer. In this organization, we create story point size 1, 2, 3 only. There is no 5 at all. Nobody creates 5. If it is a 5, you create 3 plus 2. Slice it.
Okay.
Make it small. Okay. Make it small so that we can complete within a week each story.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to ask, this is out of box question. Story point 1 is something that we need to complete within a particular duration of time.
There is a guideline, right? My director told me 1 story point, 1 day we have to complete.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
In my organization, that's always my answers are customized to my past experience. I don't know about your company, your policy, your guidelines. I do not know.
It changes from time.
So we have a story point for user story, correct? And we create a subtask to it. So no need to estimate subtask, right? In like
subtask by default, See, subtask by default, if you create, right, it will track by default. It will track. Because 9 a.m. today you started subtask, 4 p.m. you completed. It will automatically track start time, end time. So subtask effort track is only in hours. By default, this is the standard maintained by JIRA Atlassian software. Okay, nobody wanted to convert the subtask into story points because all of us, you already agreed that story is 3. All of you agreed in refinement and planning, Shruti?
Yeah.
All of you agreed with the product owner and all of you agreed this story is 3 story points. Agreed in refinement, agreed in planning, and you pull and start working. Once you agree 3 story points of that story, there is no need to again go and validate again and again. 3 story points done, over. That story, 3 story points is into 2 tasks. That task you wanted to track effort for some other reason. So there is no benefit of converting that subtask effort into story point. There is no benefit at all.
Okay.
Nobody wants to know. Nobody wants to know that subtask story point. There is no benefit at all. You got my point, Shruti?
Yes.
All right.
I just had one question. So can a defect be a subtask? Like I found a defect for that particular task, subtask.
Why
Can I add?
defect? That is wrong, right? That is not correct, right? Defect already we have. There is point. What is point number 9 here?
Yeah, it's bug.
So this bug is associated with the story, right?
Yeah.
Got this bug because of coding and he pushed it to production. It came back again as a bug. Correct? Or within the sprint testing, it came as a bug. So always you have to associate this bug is a child of that particular story.
Okay. Okay.
So there is no need to create any subtask for that. Anyway, you have a bug as a work item in JIRA. You go and create that bug for that bug and associate with the story.
Okay.
Okay.
I have one question. Suppose in one user story, like 5 story point, under that I'm dividing tester and developer subtask. End of the sprint, only developer done the subtask, tester not done the subtask. According to Scrum Guide, we are going to spillover happen.
No, I will not go according to Scrum Guide, sir. Why tester has not done the job? Ask the tester, right? What is the problem?
He is not be available. He is not done. My question.
Wait. I know where you are coming from. I know, but in practical, such a thing will never happen because if Ramu is a tester, you are a developer. You have done your job. Ramu has to do testing. If not Ramu, there is Somu. I will, as a Scrum Master, I will go and bring Rani from another team and close it immediately. I will not go for the theoretical situation like Ramu not there, Somu not there, Rani not there. I cannot close my company, right?
No, sir. Worst case, maybe tester not done. Okay, something. I'm the in my company. If they are maintaining definition of done, they are saying even though the 99% they have done, 1% they have not done some testing. Okay, I'm not going to allow to the done item. So in this situation, the developer done, tester is not be done. How can we move this 5 story point to done, or can you full?
No. Anytime when you move the JIRA status, 100% completion. 100% completion meaning all development activities are done, all testing activities are done, and then only it will go to the review status.
Okay, but see here, can I move to 5 story point 2 in next sprint, or like can I dividing the like a 2 or?
First of all, in my organization there is no 5 story points. Always 1, 2, 3 only. Because of this kind of things will happen.
According to you, only 3 story point. Now the developer done some task, tester is not done. In this situation, can you move to 3 story point to done, or can you move to this 3 story point to next sprint?
I will not move anything. I will keep it like that.
We cannot do it.
I will not move anything because testing is important.
No, I wanted to give one answer to Raj actually, Srinagesh sir. But as per Raj, as per the Scrum Guide.
No. Tomesh, I will not go by Scrum Guide. Is a Citibank. I have to do job. Otherwise, they have to pay $1 million penalty. Why will you are bringing Scrum Guide here? I will tell you the scenario. If a developer has done the job, Tester has not done. There is a Scrum Master, Architect, Tech Lead, Product Owner. There are 4 or 5 people are there. If the tester is not there, within half an hour, I'll go and get another tester.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Scrum Master, I am working for a Scrum Master for 3 teams. I have so many testers are there. This is critical. He has to go live. I'll bring Rani, Lakshmi to complete this. I will not go by Scrum Board and refer the book is here and crash land the aeroplane.
No, no. In worst case,
Sri
if
sir,
you not get it, what are you going to do that? Suppose worst
Sorry?
case, you are not going to get the tester. Okay.
Raj,
So
can I
Sri sir,
answer your
one
question?
question here, one clarification here. So suppose say for any reason, maybe say environment was not available for a tester, it was down for some reason. So testing could
Just
not be
one
able to
second.
complete it, right?
Vijaya and Raj, just hold on a
Yeah.
second. See, in real environment, will escalate like anything. Have you worked in a real environment? If your
Yes,
tester
Sita,
doesn't
I'm
do it,
working in a real environment. where,
yeah.
Say your
And you know what
environment is down.
happens?
Yeah.
No, if it is down, then you can't do anything, right? So that is a company issue. If you are not doing anything deliverable, it will escalate like anything. I don't think that is an issue, right?
Oh, so but say
also-
even if you escalate an issue, today is the last day of a sprint. If the
No,
issue
Vijaya,
didn't get
Vijaya, one
resolved by
second.
end of
that,
the day,
that is not an issue.
No. I think we are wasting time. Listen, any work item due to any reason incomplete, what you do?
we will carry forward it to the next sprint.
That's all. For any reason.
Yeah.
For
So
any,
Raj's question was here, sir.
Developer
Should
done
we
already
carry
half
forward the
effort. Okay.
No. Wait. I will give my clear answer. Any work item, any time, if it is not completed 100%, 100% I mean testing effort, developer effort, review of everything 100%. If anything work item incomplete, it will go to spillover, it will go to the next, it will go to backlog. You don't say it will go to the next sprint. What we will
You said that your management is asking like a developer effort, then you'll hear developer effort is already done.
Hey, unnecessarily, there is no point, guys. Unnecessarily, we are wasting time. Very simple. Any work item.
Actually, we will move on to the things.
Any work item.
Actually,
it is of no productive discussion here. Any work item for any reason incomplete, it will go to backlog. And all of you together, you decide when to push it to the list. That's all. It's so as simple as that. If a tester is not there, then what? Company, we cannot close the company.
I have a question on the task and user story. Actually, I have never worked in real project. So, but when we say user story, you are giving, let us assume that I am giving an example of user story. As a user, I would like to log in the banking account and see the balance. That is what let us assume it's a user story. So when developers are writing the task, splitting the task into 3 tasks, like the username has to be able to log in. Username, once the username is login, then it has to be authenticated by the password or any security. That is the second task. Third task, go to the data, query the database and then bring the result. So here,
Wait, Ramesh, your question itself is wrong.
Oh, okay.
Your question itself is very wrong because you see here, you know what is point number 4 here, Rameshwar?
Services, story, new, defined in.
No, wait. The point number 4 is story. Point number 5 is task. Story, task, they're all at equal level. You cannot create task for a story, right? Story, task with equal level. You can create a subtask.
Okay.
For any of these. Story and task is very equal level. Story is a ticket item. Story is where software development cycle is there. Okay.
Okay.
You have to reframe your question, Rameshwar.
Oh, that means in Epic itself directly assigned a task. Story also assigned to the parental will be Epic. That's what you mean to say.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
All right. That means you are not listening to my old videos. I think we already have 6-7
No,
videos.
I did not understand. That is what this happens now.
It's very simple, right? Story, task, spike, they are all at equal level. We can go ahead and create subtask. If you wanted to track the effort, you can go ahead and create subtask for these work items.
Okay.
Got it right? Okay. Can you delete the work items in JIRA? Can you cancel this work item in JIRA?
Yes.
Yes.
No, we cannot.
No, sir. No.
We cannot delete. Okay.
We need to complete.
We cannot
We
make
can
it as an
delete from
invalid.
the backlog, right? But if it's in the current sprint and it's already running sprint, then it requires some debating, right?
Can you delete the work items in active sprint? Okay.
Sir, nowhere actually we can delete any issues. We can make it as an invalid. Okay. So we cannot delete it.
How you make invalid?
So we can just close with the permission or the mail that we receive. So what's the reason that we have been closing? That's all.
Yeah, correct. Okay, we cannot delete. Once you JIRA, it will track everything. Once you create, it is there lifetime up to retirement. Okay, can you cancel these work items? You can cancel it provided you all take a decision. Why we have to cancel all this, guys? Okay. All right. Very important question, guys. Last week, one of the participants who is there in the call got this question. Which issue type used for retro action items? Answer.
Learning.
Spike?
Lesson learned.
Issue type.
Lesson
It
learned.
is lessons learned for the particular sprint.
Lesson learned. Yeah.
Lessons learned. Okay, correct. Okay. Point number 2. Share some real-time examples happened with your last sprint. What lessons you have learned? Tell me last sprint what happened. Tell me one realistic example. Last sprint, last month.
So I can give an example. Say the developers didn't have enough time to write unit tests and they skipped writing the unit tests. As a result, bug was found on the last day of the sprint. So, the story was spilled over because of that. So in the next sprint onwards, the action item would be to, think deeper and estimate also effort for unit tests as well.
Good, very good. Nice answer. Okay, done. Number 3. What all are the action items you received in your last retrospective? You are done. Okay. Where do you store? So once you have this action item, where do you store this action item? Evidence.
It's story only, right? The story as a
We
story.
Where
can
is
put
the
it into
repository?
Confluence.
We
Confluence or
update it
even
in
in
Confluence
Jira.
and tag it to the story. We update it in Confluence and then we tag it to the story saying that one of the items is there, right, in your workflow. Lessons learned or any kind of retrospective label. We will put that label on the particular story and attach that Confluence page.
Good,
Yes.
guys. You got the 100% marks for this. Okay. Is it mandatory to document all the evidences?
Yes.
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 Yes,
You have to say, I work in a Citibank, it's a global bank, it's a mandatory, compliance, regulatory, audit, and all. Very important. Okay. So you can say yes. All right. Now, can somebody read this question loudly?
How do you track efforts spent by your Scrum team in sprint to improve productivity?
This was the question. One of the participants there right now in the call faced this question in the last week interview.
So story points.
That's all. That is the final answer.
Yeah, only one
maybe
unit.
Velocity.
how much
Velocity.
velocity.
Say burn on chart, burn up
How
chart.
much you can program.
Time logging to the Jira.
Just velocity is productivity, guys.
Yeah, burn down chart.
Burn down outcome is velocity only.
Maybe a cycle time.
Yeah,
how much time they close the ticket, okay, within a shorter period.
I don't know, guys. Please prepare for this question. There are many people told me, many of our friends told me this was the question they are asking repeatedly. Can somebody read this answer?
Defect tracking.
Huh?
Defect tracking.
Puneet,
Or less number. Less number of defects.
जोर से पढ़ लो, पुनीत भाई, जोर से पढ़ लो.
What is this? Sorry.
Can you
I
read
can
this?
read it, Shri.
How do you track effort spent by a team in a sprint to improve productivity? 1. Focus on refinement and planning. 2. Story or task, both dev effort and testing effort in brackets. No separate testing stories. 3. Sizing and estimation. 1 or 3 story points only. Rarely 5 story points. 8 story points not recommended. This will improve all metrics. 4. 3 story points equal to 3 into 8 equal to 24 hours. Bracket. Approximately around 12 hours coding and 12 hours non-coding like analysis, design, unit testing, configuration, code check-in, bug fixing, in sprint testing, CQE collaboration, etc. 5. Create subtasks for dev and testing work items and track work log. Then use the JQL filter query, which will provide dev and testing efforts for analysis. JQL query, sprint in bracket trade RDA, risk D, PI 10, and issue type equal to subtask bracket close. 7. In JIRA, time tracking may be used. 8. If 100% is the total effort, then around 60% to 70% dev effort and around 30% to 40% testing effort. That's also.
Now, if this answer is better, guys.
Oh, why you are maintaining 8 hours, 3 story point into 3? Again,
No, I'm not saying. Who said 8 hours?
In the fourth point, 3 story point,
No,
3 into
I will tell
8,
you.
20.
I will tell you. One story point is equal to 1 day. We agreed, right? Working agreements.
Correct.
Okay, 1 day is equal to how many hours?
8 working hours.
8
Apart
hours.
from breaks and all. 8 working hours. Yes.
Is how you are going to show that your team is going to close 8 hours? Like suppose this is sprint they're closing. Next sprint they're going to take 10 hour, maybe 12 hour, maybe they're closing 6 hour. That is a possible with there. Okay.
That's okay, Raj. See, Raj, my
No.
point is, see, in your organization, Raj, my question to you. In your organization, 1 day is equal to how many hours?
No, we are not putting hours, only
No.
subtasks.
Raj, in your organization, 1 working day is equal to how many hours you work?
That is 8 always.
8 hours.
So Raj is not talking.
Yeah,
No. Subtask only we am putting the 6 hours. Okay, we are not going to story point.
No. My
Raj,
question is different.
Raj, the question is, how long did you log in a particular working day?
Yes.
For
8
example,
hour. 8 hour.
Then that is the end of the question, right?
Yes.
In an organization, it is already mentioning that your work day is 1 day is equal to 1 story point. You have that confirmation, right? So that kind of a process is going to be described.
Agree, Prithvish. I will not the picture, guys. I will not come in between. Your organization, your 1 day, how many hours you decide, guys? I will not decide.
Correct, sir.
Agree? You have already the director, the CEO team, they all have decided that in our company, 1 day is equal to 8 hours or 7 hours. You check with them. I cannot answer that question, right?
Sir, I have one question around this point number 8. Why this 40% testing effort? Like, how can we?
In my city bank, it is like that, boss. Where I coming from? It is different in your organization.
Even I have some of the organization choose 3 developers equal to 1 QA tester.
No, that's okay. I'm saying about my organization, my team, where I'm coming from. Similarly, your organization is very different. You check with them what their ratio they follow. That is what answer is going to be in interviews, guys. Very customized, personalized, localized answers you have to give, including the names. Okay, somebody can read this question loudly.
What is capacity planning? How you have done in JIRA? Explain.
Explain.
I have no experience in JIRA capacity planning. I have done it in Excel.
Okay. Can somebody talk about this?
Yeah, the capacity planning, we using time tracking, like how much hour they spent per day. The remaining hour is like they need to work in next day. Okay, at exactly we using the time tracking we are using for the in the JIRA.
Correct. Very good. Okay. Question number 2. Who can answer?
Capacity is the total numbers or the total user.
One down chart. And there is another velocity chart. In JIRA, you can create a dashboard. You can check the velocity in velocity chart, and there is a burn down, burn up chart that is usually used.
Sir, capacity The velocity depends on the capacity, like the number of
Correct,
people. Like,
correct,
so
correct.
But there is a velocity chart in JIRA. There is an option.
Yeah.
You can just use the filters, add the filters, and you can get the velocity.
Wonderful. Okay, ready. I agree with you guys. Can somebody read this answer loudly?
Yes, Scrum
Scrum team capacity planning. Identify.
Velocity equal to capacity minus vacation time.
Do you agree with that formula?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, always please remember that formula, guys. It will help you in clearing the interview answers.
Sir, this formula only works if capacity is 100% with the productivity.
No. Listen, it's not like that. This
Now,
formula works anywhere in the world with any team.
so capacity is the number of man hours available for the next sprint, right?
Okay.
Now, if based on the number of man hours, if my team is only producing 0.5 story points delivery for the on an average, 0.5 is the calculated numbers story point for the productivity. Then that is how, like, I had to consider 0.5 into number of hours to get the velocity.
Srinivas,
Yes, sir.
velocity units and story points.
No.
Velocity units. How do you measure
Velocity.
velocity? Velocity measures always story points only, nothing else in the world existing.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree for that, but capacity minus vacation, it is not that correct, I believe.
That's okay, Mehdi. If you don't agree, that's your problem. Let me explain. Velocity is measured in terms of story points only, whichever company you go anywhere in the world. All of you agree to that point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Capacity also measured in story points only. Where all I worked in 10 years, all 10 years, last 10 years, capacity measured in story points only. Vacation time story points only. When you give a formula, left side and right side should be the same unit. Pramod sir told this 100 times in his trainings.
Correct, correct.
Okay, 100 times Pramod sir told this for last 3 years. Velocity, story points, capacity, story points, everything one unit only. Otherwise, I cannot write one equation like this. This is not written by me, guys. This is written by so many people in the world 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So the logic here is that, can you read these points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loudly?
Yeah. Identify the sprint duration. Second is check availability of each team members. Third, exclude the time of meetings, non-productive hours. Fourth point, refer historical data and keep buffer. Fifth point, deliver the actual productive hours.
Okay.
Derive the actual productive hours.
Guys, this is how you do it JIRA. Okay. There is
This
no doubt.
non-productive hours, so what you can take, Srinagesh sir? Non-productive hours.
You have gone for a lunch break, tea break. You are
Your
doing some
organizational meetings.
gossiping and unnecessarily gossiping. That guy is not good. This guy is not good. You gossiping.
See, again, if you say always 8 hours is a working, it's not that you sit for 8 hours and work, right? So usually it is say 7 hours or 6 hours only you consider.
Correct.
Yeah, in my company, we are logged in for 9.5 hours. So we take
maybe
8 hours as productive capacity utilization. So we are already excluding the non-productive hours, breaks.
Prativish, still you will be using time for your sprint planning, sprint retrospective, and other things, right? So
definitely.
No, wait 1 second. The productive hours is the solution development time, right? How much you actually doing for coding, testing, and UI designing, etc. Right? If you look at that, the daily stand-up meeting or sprint planning 4 hours, etc., will not be considered that. That is not for non-productive hours. I understand you are taken out the non-productive hours in the calculation because 9.5 hours is your calendar time, right? You work for that one, but that the leaves and meeting time has to be reduced.
Yes, sir. Pramod sir, in my organization, what we do is we convert the total time taken for DSUs or any other sprint events, we convert it into a percentage. For example, 15 minutes of DSU will convert to 3% of total working hours of sprint.
Okay, so how much percentage of time you will remove totally?
So for example, we are if we are working 8 hours a day and we are there for 10 days, 80 is the working hours that
Yeah,
are
80,
capable.
yeah, that's the standard one.
Yeah. 3% of that is for DSU, 1% is for sprint review, and 1% is for retrospective. So we take that out of equation and then we calculate capacity. I believe that is what is done in mine.
But Prithvish, with that also we have to consider if any kind of education is there or any kind of organizational value. Those are there. That also. Yes, sir.
So Lipsa, what we need to do, if you face such a question interviews, if at all, then many people told me this was very frequently asked question interviews. If you face such a question in interviews, please customize your answer. In my organization, this is what we are doing. Ramu, director, told me to do like this. You can give such kind of. There cannot be one single universal global answer for this kind of subjective questions. This is very subjective in nature.
Okay.
Correct, sir. It depends from organization to organization.
Very subjective.
Confident. We just have to be confident in saying what are we.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, Srinagesh sir, I think we are on top of the hour.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll stop it here and
yeah.
We'll
have a request.
continue.
I have a request for everyone. I'm going to send you a. I just created a LinkedIn post on this one. So could you please share your feedback on this one and share this one? And please note that tomorrow 7 o'clock we have a mock interview session for Scrum Masters. And probably Srinagesh sir, can we do a mock interview for Agile coaches also?
Yeah, we'll do this. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, mock interview for Scrum Masters and Agile coaches. Let us do that. 1 or 2 Agile coaches interview also will do. Right? We need to look at it. How do we, strategies that in a breakout room, etc. But then we'll do that one. Okay. Mock interview for Scrum Masters and Agile coaches tomorrow 7 o'clock. Okay. So guys, please plan to join tomorrow. And meanwhile, please, can you check this link is accessible? The link which I have sent you earlier is accessible just now.
It is accessible.
Yeah. So please share. And anybody wanted to,
in the group for mock interview schedule, we have posted for tomorrow. So we don't have it on Saturday.
Correct. Yeah, I'll manage it. Okay, don't worry about it. Sure.
All right, guys. Another important information, all of you. Pramod and me, we are helping a lot of people in terms of on-the-job support on a paid service.
That one as well. So please reach out to me, and we'll take care of it. Okay. Somebody who sent it earlier, please send a message again. Maybe I would have missed in the flood of messages. So appreciate if you can reach out to me once again. Thank you. And anybody wanted to join PSK or PSM1 also, let me know. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pramod sir. Thank you, Srinagesh sir.
Thank you, Nagesh.
Thank you so much.